Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers. And I've been hearing a lot of supporters saying Chelsea are not a project club. But guess what? Yes, we are. And in this video, I'm going to tell you just why.
Welcome to the Burton Ballers. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah.
So guys, first of all, before I get into this video, I want to make an apology. Yesterday, obviously after the match, you do a little rant, but I got just two things I just need to address. First thing is I made an error in saying that we subbed a sub, and apologies to Azpilicueta because he changed position from centre back to right back. I said that I was mistaking it for being sub. I know I wasn't thinking straight in that issue, and I think he had a little knock. That's why he came off. So that's the first thing. I put my hand up when I've made a mistake. And the second thing is I did say that this is the worst team we've had since '94, but I say '96, and I'm standing by that, because in '96 we had people like Mark Hughes, we had Ruud Gullit, we had Gus Poyet, we had Dan Petrescu. All these players now will probably get into this side quite easily, and it was just fine tweaks that stopped us from winning trophies. And a lot of people may not remember in 1998, I think under Gianluca Vialli, had it not, when we had the stranglehold of Manchester United and Arsenal, they're very good teams, we were 4 points away from winning the league that season. And if it had not been for as what's his name, what's the guy's name of defence? Michael Dubry, a Michael Dubry own goal and a Steve Guppy screamer, then we would have won the league, because I think it knocked the stuffing out of us for the last two. I think we drew with Sheffield Wednesday and Tottenham. After that, I think that would have given us momentum to win the league that season. And so I'm standing by the fact that I think this is the worst football I've seen, the worst set of players. And I'm talking about for ability, because I'm talking about ability actually, because as I said, a lot of these players would walk into this side now, but it's also about attitude and mentality of these players as well. So if anyone wants to take me on this one, then stick it in the comments, and I'll argue my points. But I'm getting into the main part of this video, where I'm saying, a lot of our support are saying, oh, we're not a project club. But all these people who are saying we're not a project club, guess what? They're new supporters. They are new supporters. These guys just came into the club because we were successful, and they're not prepared for us to rebuild. And we are. And I hear this thing about we are Chelsea. Okay, we are Chelsea, but Manchester United are bigger than us. Arsenal are bigger than us. And and I know what people are going to say. Oh, no, of course they are. They are bigger than us. History shows that these two teams are bigger than us. They've won a lot more trophies than we have over the years. In the last 20 years, we've been bigger than Arsenal, been more successful than Arsenal. But it doesn't mean that we're a bigger club than Arsenal. And I'm keeping things real. I'm not talking with blue tinted glasses on. And they've had football's all in cycles. Manchester United now haven't won the league for years. Okay, Arsenal haven't won the league for years, after being the two. And I mentioned it. The reason I mentioned going back to the 1990s was they were the two most successful clubs during that period. Liverpool in the 80s, 70s, 80s, when I first got into the football in the 70s, they won the league season in, season out. 30 years it took them to win their next title. So we're not entitled to win anything, guys. If we do things right, we can carry on for a long period of time, but we haven't been doing things right for quite a while now. We've been hiring and firing managers throughout, and as I keep saying in videos that I make, there was going to come a time when it caught up with us, and it's finally caught up with us. Why is it caught up with us? People now, the landscape is changed. It's different. players, I mean, sort of teams don't have to sell their best players to us anymore. Gone are the days where Roman Abramovich can rock out with millions of pounds and throw it on the door of, say, West Ham for Joe Cole. Although we didn't spend a great deal, but you know, even a Joe Cole now, or the first signing he made was Glenn Johnson. Even he now will be quoted at about £45 million for a right back. Especially the fact that we need a right back. If we bought him as understudy for Reece James, they'll be flapping on a £60 million fee. Why? They don't need to sell anymore. Back then, they needed to sell players, but now they don't need to sell players anymore. The TV money's come in and made it that every team is competitive. So it's harder now to get the players that you want, especially from the Premier League. And the fact that, as I said, we got more money in the league, teams are now catching up with us. So we have stood still, whereas other teams, like you see Newcastle, Tottenham, Arsenal, they've caught up with us now, and their recruitment has been smarter. So that's why we need to do things different and be patient and ride this out. So here's some stats. We've signed 50 players in the last, 6 years or so, totaling £1,391,790,000. And in that time, we sold 59 players, and it's totaling £868,860,000. And these don't include loanees. And we've only 3 of the midfielders we've signed are still at the club, and this is the recruitment has been terrible. It's been shocking. You know, people like Bakayoko have come and gone and haven't had any sort of impact on the team whatsoever. And so we've had 6 managers. We've had 6 managers chopping and changing, but yet we failed to make a title challenge in those years. And look at the players that we've bought. If we look at the players we've bought in Kovacic, we've bought in Kante, and we've bought in Jorginho, and here it is. It becomes startling. In 484 Premier League appearances, they've only managed 41 assists and 28 goals in open play. In comparison to this, Marcus Alonso has played in 179 Premier League games, and he scored 26 goals and 16 assists. Ben Chilwell and Reece James, 140 Premier League appearances, 14 goals and 14 assists. So this says we're relying on our wing-backs for our creativity, and we're getting nothing from our deep-lying midfielders. I stole this from a tweet from a guy called Tony Farmer, actually. I don't want to take the credit for this because he done all the research. So he goes on to say, analysis for those figures is Ben Chilwell and Reece James are scoring 1 and assisting 1 in every 10 appearances. Alonso, when he was here, he scored 1 and he had 7 assists in 11. And our midfield in comparison is scoring 1 goal in every 27 appearances and 1 assist in every 14 matches. So that says that, you know, the area is glaringly obviously where everything is coming from, where the issues are coming from, but yet this hasn't been addressed. And, you know, as I said, we hasn't been corrected. We've either bought the wrong profile of midfielder or no midfielder at all, and we are struggling for it. So Chelsea, as I said, sacked a manager every 18 months for years, and so we're in the last 5 years. What have we done? We've won 2 major trophies, because everyone's looking at the World Club Cup. I wouldn't say that's something, a trophy that I'd want to win, but would that be put down as a major trophy? No, it wouldn't. So people saying about Tuchel, oh, he's won that, and I always see the European Super Cup as a glorified friend. Anyway, it's like the Charity Shield of Europe. So I'm not really counting that as a major trophy. So we've won 2 major trophies. We've been into 5 cup finals, and we've lost in domestic cup finals, which we've lost all of them. And we've had no title challenge. As I said, we've been left with this unbalanced squad. So a lot of people who are saying that Tuchel was sacked too early. 43 points he took from in the season, in 2022 season. So would he have been the answer to get us out of this rut? Probably not, because people are just looking at the Champions League win. Take the Champions League win away, then I bet people would have been calling from his head. I don't advocate getting rid of this manager or that manager, but you know, when you're just looking at things, just because he brought us a trophy, they're saying that, you know, I'm looking at what's happening in the league and he's done nothing in the league. So things have to change, because we can't go on like this, hiring and firing managers, because it used to bring success in the past, but then if you look at the stats over the last few years, it hasn't brought us sustained success. So that's why we need to, it's going to be painful, as I said before. That's why sometimes we just need to start from again. You know, Todd Bowley's building this side from bottom up. He's got his recruitment people in place. He's got a manager. Whether you like it or not, he's going to be unless results are just get terrible, and we go on and lose 5 or 6 more in a row. Then I see that Graham Potter is going to be here for the unforeseeable future. For all of those who are calling for a new manager now, it's just ridiculous. It's just short-mindedness, and it's just because you guys have been spoiled in the past. So guys, whether you like it or not, this is a project. Whether you're aboard it or not, if you're not on board, then you may have to go and find another club that because, you know, basically some people came on board because we were successful in the first place. At a sign of first trouble, if you're running away, then this club isn't really for you. So you need to tough it out, and if we do tough it out, then we'll get the rewards in the end. So don't come running back to the club as soon as we start to become successful again. You know, football is about ups and downs. So we enjoyed a lot of ups in the last 20 years. I had a lot of down years before I saw Chelsea win anything. I've had some exciting years for the last 18, 20 years. But now, you know, we may have a couple of down years before we get to the top again. So as a supporter, this is what I'm signed up for. So I'm not, do I want us to be unsuccessful? Of course not. Everyone who supports a club wants their clubs to be successful. But, you know, we got to realise that we're not going to be successful all the time. So, you know, as Manchester United, as fans are seeing now, Arsenal fans saw before, sometimes we have to have a bit of pain. But I say that's what supporting a football club is about. So let me know what your comments are in the section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified every time I make a new video. So take care. Bye bye.